Hello, guys. Welcome to the Infinity Bros, the only podcast that is perfectly balanced as all things should be. My name is Jared. I'm your host for today. First off, thank you guys for being here today and for joining me on this.
No problem.
I do have to apologize in advance. Bear with me. On our podcast, we have something called the Infinity Gauntlet, which is a series of questions that we have you guys run through in order to prove that you have what it takes to be on the show. These things range from very serious questions, magic-related questions, to whatever we're thinking about in the moment. Normally we do 6 of these, but since there's 4 of you, I'll spare you the 2 extra. But anyone can answer this now. The first question is, if you could have any keyword in real life, what would it be?
Flying.
Dang it.
You can also pick flying.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like you already picked it.
Horsemanship?
I've already sort of have, like, I've ridden horses before.
Oh, I've never gone near one.
Jimmy has, or Josh, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's cold.
You're high on adrenaline.
We just had it, yeah,
brain's
a
dead.
3 hour.
I'm really sorry. My brain is like, I forgot everything that was happening here. Josh has horsemanship is the moral of this story.
Right.
Yeah.
I sort of do. I'm just saying I've ridden a horse before, yeah.
I mean, that's literally more horsemanship than me.
So you have a secret barn where you keep all your horses out in LA? Or how
I
does
don't own any horses. I don't have a horse. Yeah. I don't know horse ownership.
Josh's secret horses. Actually, that's a great horse ownership as a keyword.
Horse ownership, yes.
Very using. We should pitch that for an unset keyword.
I think I was. Does phasing count?
Sure.
That would be cool.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like indestructible is pretty easy.
Yeah, that's a good.
I mean, it would be like a real superhero, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Death touch.
Yeah?
I guess if you.
Oh, I get persistent effect. Or
Yeah, you're King Midas now.
I have a couple problems.
I think I should stop talking until my brain calms down.
It's quite the start. I'm gonna give each one of you one of these. It is, what is the Mount Rushmore of romantic comedy? So each of you.
Oh my God.
Romantic comedy.
Yeah, like I said, these are. It's
on the rapid.
The top 4, well, there's 4 specifically.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll go one for each of you, so you don't have to each do 4.
I have an answer.
All right, what's yours?
Spaceballs, because it has romance and comedy. I don't want romantic comedy. Like it's
Sleepless in Seattle. I'm going to say that one.
Nice.
No, you all have to think.
Love Actually as the penultimate holiday.
That's a good one.
Rom-com, yeah.
You've got mail?
Nice.
That's just Sleepless in Seattle, too.
Exactly. It was good the first.
Yeah, Joe versus the Mountain. We just do every movie with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
You want to say, I mean, you know, like you want to say like Pretty Woman, but then there's like retroactive discourse that's like,
Yeah, it's not too much of a rom-com.
yeah.
But Spaceballs is probably the
I like that one a lot. Yeah. It's got romance.
I love you have Tom Hanks on the mountain, Meg Ryan, and then at the end you just have
Darth Helmet.
Darth
Just
Helmet, yeah.
barf.
Yeah, Barf.
Yeah. Bartholomew.
We'll have to call Netflix after this. Make sure that they move that to its proper category, because I don't think it's currently listed as a rom-com. But this is an interesting one. This one comes from Infinity Bro Isaac. He said, if you could add any IP to a secret layer, which would it be?
Oh, we've answered this one before. Discworld.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, hard with a bullet.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Confident in that answer.
Oh, they're great. I mean, like have you ever read the Discworld novels? The Terry Pratchett? No?
I think I've read like one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would say StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty sweet.
Or just Warhammer.
They already have the Space Marine creature types. Yeah,
Stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good call.
Brand's still done with that.
Yeah.
Is it Spaceballs again?
Peanuts.
Okay.
Peanuts.
Wow. Okay.
That's actually great. Yeah, you can do like a whole Sunday morning cartoon thing. I'll just be boring and say Family Circus at work.
Wow.
You can have an adventure that's
The saga was from.
The saga was Jimmy running down the,
Or you have a dungeon that's like Jeffy Dragon in circles.
Chappie, that's it.
It's Friday. It's not quite Sunday. I was thinking more Friday cartoons, but Sunday morning.
That's really good.
Too.
Wow.
Jimmy.
Yes.
You famously have a cooking show that you do.
Yes. Correct.
I'm curious, again for all of you guys, which magic card probably tastes the best?
There's that one food token that looks like a Melton Mowbray pie. And it's a British pork pie.
Okay.
You can't get them in North
Is the one with the spooky face on it?
It's a really thick
Oh,
pie with really straight sides. I haven't had a Melton Mowbray pie in probably over a decade, and I want one so bad every time I see that token.
Yeah.
I know that's probably cheating because it's a food token.
Sure.
It's literally food that you're supposed to eat.
Not technically a card. Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Tokens are not cards. Established by the rules. Yeah. Sorry.
I'd chomp down on a nicely basted gilded goose.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Eat the goose.
The goose.
Yeah, gingerbread's a good answer too. Yeah, gingerbread.
Sure.
It's something from Eldred for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say probably not the asthma, whatever.
You do not want
All have it now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We had to.
Stay out of her kitchen.
I like spicy food. It might be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Something with death touch. Delicious.
Don't eat my wife.
Well, congratulations, guys. You have officially survived the Infinity Halfway, and now
It's a close call too.
it was hit or miss, but we made it. So Jimmy and Josh, Graham and Kathleen, again, thank you guys for joining me. Now I'm going to get to the more serious questions, if that's all right with you.
Oh, those weren't the serious.
Which card would you eat? I know you guys lose sleep over, but one thing that impacted me personally when I first learned how to play Magic was seeing projects and videos like your guys's. And the thing that struck me early on was, one, obviously the production value has always been very good, and it's only improved. But through that journey of going from your guys' beginnings to where you're at now, obviously we're here in MagicCon Minneapolis, and you guys, just got done with a very busy show. Even though the scale and the scope and the production value of it has increased, for your individual shows, you guys have managed to keep heart. How did that go about? How did you manage not to lose yourself in the growth and just the explosion that Magic has become?
It's a good question.
I mean, I don't think you ever get comfortable enough to lose yourself. It always feels like you're gonna fall on your face. Yeah, there's a saying about getting ahead of your skis, which is like,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
is how I think I felt since like 2018 or maybe 2019, just because the growth on sort of from all angles has been so much that you feel like you're barely keeping up. So I don't know that there's really, for me anyway, that has been the chance to get lost, so to speak. It's all about like, oh my God, can we do the next thing? And then can we do the next thing? And then, we said we could do this. Can we do it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just not one thing on top of another.
When we started doing, like before even we started doing Magic content, back when we were when Loading Ready Run was just doing sketches, and then as we moved into other stuff, and then now into Magic, our sort of philosophy has always been that we're not making stuff that we think is going to get like good viewership, which is proven to be the case in some situations. We're doing things we do things that that we like, that we enjoy.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
there's been things that we've done and that people have liked, that our fans have liked and still ask us about, that we were just over, and so we stopped.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that that's important, that we all really like Magic and we like the content that we make in the way that we make it. And that's one of the things that I love, that like, for example, like we both do Commander shows, and they're very different, but Game Nights is the one that Jimmy and Josh make, and ours is the one that we make, and we're excited to make the things that we like. And so, that we're doing it because we like it.
Right.
And it makes us money. Right. not purely because it's like, yep, got to do the thing because that's how we get paid. All right. I think that's an important part of it, that we don't hate what we do.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good point.
I feel like with being like genuine and enjoying it and stuff like that is very important, and it comes across in the product that you make. And then if you enjoy working on something, even in like there's the playing, but then there's all the behind the scenes stuff of like Magic, or picking music and editing and sound balancing and all of those other like little fiddly things that are kind of annoying to do. But if you love it, then it's not quite so annoying to work on, and and getting, knowing that people like it, and it makes them happy to watch, really buoys you up. And all of us, like we have a super supportive community. So does Game Nights. and like just knowing the fans are happy really like makes me feel motivated to do the best job I can.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, I'd say also both of us have teams, and there are a lot of people that work for us as well with us, and they are an endless source of inspiration because they'll come up with things that you could never have thought of in a million years, and just like being able to know that there's like a big collective well of also passionate people and stuff. You guys have 6 hosts on your podcast, so I'm sure there's some similarities there where it's like there's never a dull moment. I
They
guess.
keep you honest too. Like,
Yeah.
our team's constantly like, really? You know, like that's not good enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm really interested to hear that because I you know, there are a lot of things that sparked out of the growth of Magic and the growth of your individual channels. And I think we're seeing just an ever increasing number of people who want to emulate that with their own spin of, you know, we've seen the success that you guys have done. And they're interested in sort of putting their voice out there as well. Do you have any advice for people who are in that stage right now, who look at the things that you guys do and go, man, I wish that was me. I wish my content, you know, could provide joy in the same way that you guys do. What would you give to people looking to start?
I mean, to your specific question, right? If someone's looking at one of our things and being like, oh, I want to do that, right? You should, right? Like you should not, don't try to do game nights. Don't try to do Elder Dragon Social Club. Don't do Hijinks or Commander at Home. Everyone has their own show and their own thing. If you want to do a Commander show, right? Or make video content like that, do it your way, right? Do it in the way that is authentically your thing. Because, I mean, we as we said, to answer the last question, talk about authenticity. Your viewers will know if you're like just kind of going through the motions, right? And you're not going to find your voice right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the thing. For years, people have been like, you know, hey, how do I start making, you know, like making video stuff? And it's like, okay, well, the first thing you do is you just start. You just start making stuff, and it's gonna be bad, right? You're not gonna like it. You're gonna look at it and be like, oh no, this is terrible. But you're gonna have learned something from it. Then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you keep getting better. So the first step is just doing it, and then you will find you'll find the thing that's you. I'm not saying don't take inspiration from other stuff. Like you can definitely look at any other piece of content to be like, that's a good idea. That little thing is nice. We should do that thing that way. But you can't just be like, we're going to do exactly that, because it won't work if that's not who you are.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good answer.
Yeah. That covers it.
I like that.
that's the biggest thing. Just make it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even worry about if you're emulating someone or not.
Yeah, it's okay to start
Fine.
emulation.
I'll emulate it. Doesn't matter.
Just make it.
Just make stuff.
Practice makes perfect.
Speaking of, you know, sort of the growth and how you guys have branched out, and Magic has, I mean, really just exploded. Obviously, events like this are proof of it. And even during COVID, when a lot of people were not able to go to cons and stuff in person, we still saw growth out of it. And so for you personally, now that, you know, things are picking back up again, are there any future projects that you guys are excited for, either in the realm of Commander or even something new in the world of Magic that you guys want to try out?
I'm excited about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
It's been a perfect pairing. I know, you know, there's been a lot of hullabaloo around Universes Beyond, but if you could have thought of like when they announced that Universes Beyond was going to be a thing, well, the first thing that came to mind would probably be Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
It's almost here, so we are in that time right now, and it feels good.
Yeah. And I just know a lot of people that don't play Magic are going to play as a result. And anytime you get an influx of new players, it's a good thing. So that's definitely one of the things I look forward to most this next year.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we did this show called Friday Nights for 7 years with Wizards of the Coast, and then they decided to wrap it up, which is cool. We're fine with that. But then we were going to do our own season of it, and we were going to launch this fundraising campaign for it in April 2020.
Oh, no.
And then we were like,
It's May right now. Oh no, 2020.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
and then we were like,
I was like, we're a month behind.
we were like, hey, there's this weird like flu thing, and maybe we should hold off for a month. We'll launch it in March, and then
Whole world shuts out.
Yeah.
and then I had some health stuff, and now finally we're hoping to actually make something of it this year. So
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really,
Yeah, that's
really excited.
I'm just excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to make it. Let me tell you.
I bought an animal.
If you need a cameo or anything, Jimmy, he's right there.
Yeah, right here. I'll fly to Victoria. I'll do it.
Let's talk about
If I can get some brunch
later.
Brunch.
We got brunch.
Oh, sorry.
If you get the brunch, I'll be there.
You could pull me in just about anything over a good film. So
Yeah, exactly.
This one is specifically to you guys. There was a moment in time where I believe it was Legends of Runeterra, or maybe it was was the
Team Tactics?
Teamfight Tactics.
Oh, right.
We're diving into that. Is there anything like that down the pipeline, or are you guys happy with Magic, sticking with Magic, or are there any other IPs that you want to explore?
Oh man, I mean, I think as far as like passionate fan bases go, there are ones for every single major game out there, but we stopped doing it because it was too much.
Yeah.
And even thinking about that now, it would be too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I'm happier that Lord of the Rings is coming out, because that feels like what that is, but without having to find a whole new game, build a whole new thing from scratch, and especially a fan base too. I think one of the unique parts about Magic is the community, and not every community is like that. I've dabbled in the content production worlds for a bunch of different games now, and none of them come close to, I think, the passionate community that Magic has. And so that's a huge part of what keeps us making specifically Magic content as one of our major focuses.
Yeah, that makes sense. I want to pivot a little bit, and this was a question that was actually brought to me by one of my students. I run an after-school gaming club, and they're very big fans of yours. And they asked me, shout out Poplar Tabletop Club.
What's up?
Poplar
Tabletop Club?
Poplar Tabletop.
Wait, let's do that better. 3, 2, 1. What's up, Poplar Tabletop Club?
Yeah.
Use all of that. Yeah.
I'll keep all the edits.
Perfect.
And one of my students is obsessed with getting his hands on the Donkey Ori.
Sorry.
And so they sort of coined it, the Josh Lee Kwai effect.
Wow, you have an effect name there.
Yeah, you must have made it. And I wondered what you guys thought about this, because I watched an interview with Markiplier where he said, I can't just enjoy going places or doing things because, in his mind, he can't have an authentic conversation with a stranger without knowing who he is. In the world of Magic, you guys are very popular names. And when you say something, obviously, like that carries weight, the Josh Lee Kwai effect. If the Donkey Ori is good, and now everybody wants a copy of a Donkey Ori, and they're a little expensive. Do you guys feel like you ever have to curtail or maybe be careful of your opinions because of how many eyes are on what you do? Or do you feel like, I have my opinion and people are wise enough to take what they can from it and leave the rest?
Do you mean, is there a responsibility that comes along with being a forward-facing person? Yes.
Enormous.
Anybody who says no to that question
Should not.
should not have
responsibility. Yeah,
So, I think everybody who's in a position, and there's, a lot of them, should take it seriously.
Yeah.
So,
It's also like the first time that en masse people have had it across the world that are not like politicians, governors, or people already that are like an established, this is how this position of power works.
Yeah.
There've always been famous people and stuff, but Brad Pitt was not tweeting every day about his opinions about things, right? So, I mean, I think in general, it's just a new part of this world that we're part of. And so as a result, you're going to see a lot of people mess up, and you're going to see a lot of people handling it well, badly, amazingly, whatever, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
It's also so hard to predict. It's like after the Bear Force 1 episode, right? The price of River Bear, the 3-3 Island Walk, spiked, and it's like,
What? Sure.
Was still not that good though.
yeah. So sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't.
yeah, I mean,
have that.
specifically on the effect on like secondary market card prices, I think that gets overplayed, because most of the reason that cards are spiking in price are because they're good.
Sure.
Yeah,
As the card's good, like it's not like we can just name any card and be like, I could make this card triple in price. You can't.
No.
But if you happen to draw attention to a card that there isn't a lot out there, it's scarce, and it is good, then it will naturally go up in price, which is a thing that was going to happen, and you've maybe accelerated it slightly.
Yeah.
Years ago, we did a thing where we were like, we'll make these little buttons, And if you see us at a convention and you give us a copy of, we picked Bump in the Night. We were like, we don't want like a common, right? Like you give us a Bump in the Night, and we'll give you one of these buttons. And so people started as a goof sending us hundreds of Bump in the Nights, right? Like we have somewhere in a box literally thousands and thousands of this card, right? And we looked, and around the time that this all happened, right, it's like the price went from 8 cents all the way to 11 cents. And it's like, that might not even be related. And this has thousands of these cards. So yeah, I do think it is a little over.
You need to talk about it more so you can spike it up to $1 then.
Yeah, and then be like, guys, there's this new person selling 3,000 Bump in the Night.
It's weird, hey?
They were trying to get $1 for each of them.
What a rube.
You're telling me that my boxes of electrostatic pummeler, if I get you on camera saying,
You should talk to Jake.
my electrostatic pummeler, it's not going to...
Yeah, sorry, I hate to tell you, we don't have that kind of power yet.
I'm mostly a limited player. I love electrostatic pummeler.
So that card is very fun.
I like to use my tiny little bit of internet influence, as I say, to like highlight worthy causes and just remind people to be calm and kind to one another and respect people, and that trans lives are important, and we need to protect those of us in society who aren't, and listen to more independent music. This is my
King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard.
well, they don't need my plugs anymore.
They need mine. They don't have one.
I'm gonna
Charge the King Gizzard.
I haven't listened to a single song. Sorry, sometime
And you don't need to. You don't need
They're
to.
really good, actually. Bad. She talks about it enough. They must be. Yeah.
You're very popular, and they had a huge crossover in the Magic fan base.
Oh, really?
Magic players love King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. There's a lot.
It's a lizard wizard. How could they not?
Yeah, that's true. It's in the
Yeah,
name.
I wasn't like, when they printed that Lizard Wizard card, people were popping off, and that had nothing to do with me.
Frilled Mystic from
Oh, right.
who's a lizard wizard.
Did you get thousands of those to go with your puppet?
Yeah, I was gonna say the price of those was a shout out.
No, but we did Kathleen did get a lot of tweets about it.
I've signed more than a few frilled mystics. But listen to MS Paint and Chat Pile. That's my this way.
Okay.
But those are bands?
Those are bands.
Oh,
It's a program that I
MS Paint.
MS Paint's very good.
They're
Free
Mississippi.
Photoshop, yeah.
wow. How are they not sued, but amazing.
It's from
This is because they're mostly indie now. But maybe I'm going to spike them up, and I'm going to ruin them, and they're going to get sued by Microsoft over their name. This is their downfall.
I'll close it up with this last question then. You guys talked about, obviously you talked about using your influence to bring up more sets of eyes on these injustices and really champion better causes. And across the board, and I'm looking at each one of you, and you've used your platforms in that way. And to my students, especially to me and to the fan base here at Minneapolis, Magic often represents that sense of community, that sense of belonging. And I just want to know, beyond that, what else does Magic mean to you guys individually?
I find it tremendously fun.
For sure.
It's pretty fun.
I genuinely enjoy playing, which is really cool. And I like figuring things out and solving new formats because I love limited.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
But the community is really very welcoming, and it's a great community, and it's a good part, and it's a good community. No matter how fun I found the game, I would not be this involved if the community wasn't really good.
Yeah.
Really?
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, sorry. I have
I
a
answered for everyone.
yeah. I'm honestly very similar answer. It's just the best game.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's just really good. They, as people joke, they keep trying to kill it.
Right.
Wizards keeps trying to do, this will be what kills Magic, and then somehow
It's okay.
the game survives.
Somehow they actually do know what they're talking about.
I did overhear that today. Somebody talking about how, in 2023, Magic is that. And I'm like, guys, look around you. Where are we at right now?
Wizards is terrible at killing Magic.
Yes. Yeah, and the game is just what you make of it. Like that person that thinks Magic is dying, it is dying to him. And the person that doesn't think it's dying, it's not dying to them. To the kid that's never played it before, this game is completely new to them too. So it's really just about perspective. And I think as long as you can keep a healthy perspective on most anything in life, you should be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very good advice to use.
Yeah.
And if you don't like Commander or Limited or Standard or Pioneer, then you make up your own thing like Dan.
Yeah.
You just make
plenty
stuff
of things
up.
you can do. Yeah, exactly.
Play Magic however you want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys. I know you have a very busy day. is there any last shout outs, anything you guys want to say to the audience before we go?
Play red.
Okay.
Why black?
Play green?
I mean, I'll say play blue.
For white.
Shout out to the other 5 Infinity Bros and the Poplar Tabletop Club.
Yeah, follow Table Up Club. For life. Bye-bye.